A Girl Who Brought Down the World by Vivian Gee. Chapter 15, Alamo. Kid has been crying non-stop since Vivian has been captured. The amount of used tissues that pile up on the car floor almost matches Christopher's own level of filth.
It's not fair!
Kid cries as she continues to be comforted by Mimi.
Why do these things keep happening?
God will not make us bear more than we can handle, Miles quotes, one of the few things he has said ever since Vivian has been captured.
Kid, everything will be alright. I know it. Vivian is strong.
Mimi attempts to comfort.
Vivian will make it through this, and when this is all over, we promise to move back into our old house and just live life the way it was before this all started.
Shayna continues to drive while Melanie decides to keep quiet.
Christopher,
Kid mutters as she begins to stop crying.
What was that?
Mimi asked. Kid does not respond. She is overcome with a new emotion she has never felt before. Many times, she might get angry at Vivian for pulling a mean joke or at a classmate for bullying her. She didn't even feel this way when the mean cashier hit Mom. Those feelings pass, and Kid returns to her cheerful old self. Not this time. Her mind is ablaze, and her thoughts are all turned towards vengeance. Mimi can see the look on her face.
Miles,
Mimi whispers.
I think Kid is more than just upset at this now. Look.
Kid's fists are clenched. Her teeth grind together and her head is hung low. This feeling still has not passed, and if she does not do something, she might just go insane. She takes a handful of tissues and throws them outside the car. Shayna looks in a rearview mirror to see them floating away.
Kid! Now that's just gonna attract attention to us!
Shayna yells.
I don't care!
Kid shouts back as she continues to throw more outside.
Kid, get a grip!
Mimi scolds.
I don't care, Mom!
She shouts back as she stops. Kid's mind is reeling. She has never been this angry before. Her mind slows down and she begins to think about her actions. Her head continues to dip lower as she realizes her actions. She wants to speak, but can't. She shuffles over to the side of the car and attempts to shield herself away from everyone. Just like Vivian, Miles mentions. Soon, a car begins to follow Shayna. First one, then two, then three begin to all follow.
Shoot!
Shayna yells as she begins to speed past them. The car engine suddenly dies as she pushes 80 miles an hour.
What's wrong with the car?
Asks Melanie.
The engine's dead. Everyone, get ready to fight!
Yells Shayna. Miles and Mimi pick through Shayna's various weapons. Mimi takes a baseball bat and a few grenades while Miles decides to take the flamethrower. Melanie arms herself with a few throwing knives while Shayna continues to drive. At last, the car comes to a halt.
Now, Kid, says Melanie, I want you to look after Matt. Make sure nothing bad happens to him.
Sure, says Kid coldly. The four step out of the car, armed to the tooth with weapons while they wait for the passengers to get out of the car. The driver of the first car comes out and is revealed to be a young teenage girl. Her friends all walk out of the car slowly, all carrying maces.
The name's Bon,
she boasts as her friends surround her.
I'm the leader of this crew. I'm a reckless son of a bitch and I'm here to claim my bounty. You don't have to do this,
Mimi attempts to reason.
Haven't you seen what Christopher's done to the country? I find it fucking hilarious. I can't wait to see the end of the world with all the suffering, with all the pain of others. If I manage to live, then it just makes it all the sweeter. You sick bastard!
Shayna yells.
Well,
jokes Bon.
Someone obviously didn't wake up on the right side of the bed. Oh wait, you don't have a bed because you're on the run. Ha!
Cocky bitch, Melanie mutters.
What are you waiting for?
Bon taunts.
Come and get me!
The two groups stare off as neither group makes a move. Bon flips off the group to attempt to get them more riled up. Still, neither one makes a move until Miles charges the group with his flamethrower. She laughs at this pitiful weapon as she pulls out her spiked flail, ready to strike back. Miles pulls out a grenade and tosses it at the group. Surprised, Bon flees while two of her members are caught and killed in the explosion.
What? Using explosives? Why don't you fight me like a man?
She continues to taunt as Miles hunts down the other two members. Mimi takes her baseball bat and runs up and attempts to swing it at Bond and misses and takes a blow to the back by a mace that leaves her on the floor in pain. Shayna moves in quickly and clocks Bond on the back of the head with a golf club, but not hard enough to render her unconscious. Meanwhile, Miles dispatches of the 2 other members after lighting them on fire. He returns to find Bond threatening to kill Mimi if anyone took a step forward.
It's not over yet. We've heard the reports. You bunch sure are a resilient group. That's why I have backup.
Bond taunts as she snaps her fingers. Members from the 2nd and 3rd car exit 8 strong. The leader appears to a boy wearing a bandana and holding a sword. He walks up to Bond and makes out with her while pointing his sword to shoo the attackers away. He stops and looks at his opposition. Well, Bond, this is a pitiful sight. You got hit in the back of the head. Don't worry, Clyde will make it all better, he says as he rubs her head.
Clyde, stop it,
she scowls. Clyde addresses the attackers. Well, you may have taken down her friends, but those were just the appetizers. Here's the main course. One by one, Clyde's gang, all armed with swords, moves in to attack. Now don't you worry about this little miss here. We won't harm her as long as you don't attack us. If you take down my gang, we might even let her go. Miles, Shayna, and Melanie look at the gang of 7 who are ready to attack at any moment. Sweat pours down their foreheads as any wrong move will lead to their deaths. Suddenly, one of the crazy members decides to strike without warning, only to get jabbed in the face with a knife thrown by Melanie. He goes down. 3 of the members go for Miles while the other 3 attack Shayna and Melanie. Miles is quickly overwhelmed as he attempts to run away while firing his flamethrower. The flames only ward off the swordsman, but refuses to light them on fire. The other 3 attack Shayna and Melanie without mercy, attempting to hack off any part of their bodies. Shayna bashes the face of one swordsman in while Melanie manages to throw 2 knives into the body of another. The third decides to run off. Shayna and Melanie help Miles out, and they manage to subdue to the remaining 3. Miles takes off the flamethrower, deeming it of no use to him. Clap, clap, clap. Impressive, mocks Clyde. Now, Bond, show him what you're made of.
Who dares challenge me? A one-on-one for the life of this myth right here,
challenges Bond. Miles slowly walks up towards her, and they both acknowledge the duel. Bond takes a quick swing at Miles while he swiftly moves out of the way. He kicks Bond in the stomach, and Bond tries to take another swing at him. Again, she misses and finds herself overwhelmed by how fast he is. She panics and throws the flail at him, missing completely, but then takes out a gun and points it at Miles.
Okay, enough.
I thought you said to fight like a man, says Miles.
Do I look like a man to you?
She continues to point the gun at Miles while slowly making her way over to the body of Mimi. She trips and accidentally drops the gun. Miles takes this opportunity to grab the gun and then points it at Bond. Let's trade, Miles bargains. I don't care. Shoot her, says Clyde.
What?
Shouts Bond as Miles shoots her in the face. Clyde shows no remorse. This is just between you and me now. Let's put aside the weapons. Look, I'll even do the same for mine, as he lowers the sword closer to Mimi's neck. Miles knows his intentions and empties the gun and puts it down. Clyde moves the sword away from Mimi and points it straight at Miles. Just then, Melanie throws a knife straight at his body and it pierces his heart. Clyde falls down with a shocked look on his face while Miles rushes in to get the body of Mimi. Are you alright? He asks.
Yes, I am. Miles, I love you.
I love you too, Mimi. The 2 share a quick kiss, and then they join Melanie and Shayna as they head back to the car. Only then do they realize Kid and Matt are missing. The gang member that had run off had the 2 held hostage not too far away. He warns them not to move any closer. Move any closer and I'll kill these 2! He shouts as he slowly backs away from the group. There is nothing but dust and road for the next few miles. Kid is scared. She continues to hold Matt in her arms and looks at the group despondently.
What do you want?
Shouts Shayna. The gang member struggles to come up with an answer.
I'll exchange these 2 for that couple over there. Christopher set a much higher reward for their capture.
Slowly, Miles and Mimi walk over to the gang member, and he quickly shoves Kid and Matt out of the way to hold these 2 at sword point. He takes out some rope with his free hand to tie the two together. They are forced down onto the ground while they are being tied up. Miles suddenly rolls over and punches the gang member in the face, and Mimi runs off to escape. Miles attempts to do the same, but is pierced by the gang member's sword. He falls down.
No!
Shouts Mimi as she looks back. The gang member runs towards Mimi when Shayna charges forward and knocks him to the ground. The sword is knocked out of his hands as Shayna continues to bash his head into the dust. Soon, the gang member stops moving. Shayna looks up to see Mimi crouching over Miles. Mimi nudges at Miles' shoulder for a while. Miles does not respond. Christopher hears reports of a body that was found on the side of the road in a shallow grave. The note left on the body only stated, "A loving father, forever loyal." The body was found next to two cars with the corpses of many teenage girls and boys on the road. Christopher is told by the janitor that Miles is now dead. Christopher goes downstairs and looks at Vivian, who is chained up against the wall as well. Her leg is getting worse without any treatment.
Vivian, when I feel ready, I will attempt another session with you.
Christopher says as he points to his eye patch.
I think you would like to know that your father is dead.
Vivian does not say a word.
It's okay. He just had an accident. He should be more careful next time.
Vivian still does not say a word.
What's wrong?
Asks Christopher.
Just say something to upset you.
He leaves and heads back upstairs. "I'm sorry," whispers Jones. Vivian only looks down on the floor below her. Tears begin to form in her eyes. She cannot remember the last time she has cried.